book dialogue.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But
Like
and
I could see that panel by panel what was going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, like it's like I said when those in episodes 6 and 7 when he put the costume back on, there was like a change of like it just felt like comic booky, like Fisk, like, oh no, I'm gonna stop that Daredevil.
Right.
And this episode was kind of the same, where their dialogue was so it could have been campy, and maybe it was a little bit because it felt like comic booky, but like it's being executed by two great actors who like understand the characters, understand the relationship. They're not pulling any punches with their delivery or with like the dialogue itself. They're like in it. I was like, this is awesome. And then that fight scene was wildly good. Wildly good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Intense. Very gross, very bloody. And it was cool because it's Daredevil trying not to kill people, and Punisher killing people. Like,
oh yeah,
he couldn't stop Frank from being Frank. He yelled at him a couple times, but he couldn't stop it.
Right, and Frank couldn't stop Matt from being Matt. Like,
yeah,
it was.
But they also didn't get in each other's way. They didn't really try too hard to stop each other.
Oh, like Matt fully knows Frank is going to. Yeah, Matt fully knows Frank is going to just shoot the shit out of every one of those guys, but he's not going to be the one to pull the trigger.
Right. Yeah. Very cool fight scene. I immediately knew that it was Karen.
Yep.
There were, someone called me and said to look out for you. So clearly she has got that relationship with Frank. Then we got that cool little beat afterwards.
No, and they had that's probably what you're talking about, where they addressed it like a couple minutes after, where it was like, the whole Frank and Karen and Matt, like the whole thing was just like subtle and then not subtle and then just like beat it over the head, and it's like, okay, not
because they never like Frank and Karen never like officially hooked up or anything, right? There was just like very heavily hinted that they may have feelings for each other that were started as a friendship and then maybe got escalated a little bit,
right? And then after they're talking about Frank, he says something about it was like, oh wait, she has feelings for Matt too.
Yeah, they're looking for that file, and she's like, "Did you hear my heartbeat when?"
Yeah, must be the adrenaline.
Probably must be the adrenaline. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that was great. And then Fisk wielding his. Fisk crushing somebody's head.
Fisk in the 1990s Kingpin suit, crushing the commissioner of police's head. And not like cartoonishly crushing it. Like, it wasn't the like push on. It wasn't the the Red Viper in Game of Thrones or something where like his head explodes. It's just like
exploded like in Scanners or something. Yeah,
right?
It's not
that, like he's pushing on it, and then his jaw gives way and just fucking snaps off, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was wild.
It's just
that
brutal.
shot was wild.
And D'Onofrio's face when that happens, and like he wipes the sweat and doesn't worry about the blood, and just he has this look on his face that's just like, holy shit, you are perfect for this role.
Yeah, crushing it.
Yeah. Crushing it, literally, like his face.
Yeah, literally. And just him wielding all his power at the end, being like, the city's under martial law, and giving orders.
We're in that Zdarsky run.
Yeah. I also liked the inevitable and final corruption of that one staffer whose name I don't remember, but she finally gives in and like. Yeah. But she knows. She knows. She's like, this guy's going to die. She's like crying. She's like, this guy's going to die because I am giving him tape because I taped this conversation and gave it to him. Like, I am killing this guy.
Yeah.
And she's right. She did. But she's in it now.
So.
But she's also going to be somebody that maybe Matt can lean on.
Right.
In season 2.
Yeah. Pull into the fold and.
Yeah. Push on her conscience a little bit and get her to give some information.
So for season 2, we're kind of setting up like Zdarsky's run into Devil's Reign that they did in the comics. The end of Devil's Reign, Luke Cage is mayor of New York.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Do we?
Well, yeah, that's like I think that's.
Do we go there? Do we bring the band back? Do we get the band back together, Mike?
Well, because what's the like? Is it the last thing that Daredevil says when he's talking to Karen? I think the last thing he says is that we're going to need an army.
Yeah.
Doesn't he say that?
He
Something
does.
like that? So that's the first thing I thought when he said we're going to need an army. Well, you got
Defenders coming
Jessica
back.
Jones, you got
Yep.
Luke Cage, maybe you got Iron Fist,
Maybe
you got
you've
Misty
got
Knight.
this friendly neighborhood Spider-Man from Born Again, or Brand New Day.
That'd be cool. That's not. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, not
That'd
at
be
all.
great.
I just
That would be
all I
so
want to
amazing.
see. That's all I
That's
want
all
to
I
see.
want. I want that so bad.
Yeah. Like Spider-Man
Um,
versus Kingpin, and like Spider-Man and Daredevil fighting Kingpin. How awesome would that be?
Well, you know what? I read Vincent D'Onofrio was in the last couple of weeks asked about him being in a Spider-Man movie or being in a like Avengers. If it was after the Avengers Doomsday cast announcement with the chairs and everything, and apparently he said contractually, he said unfortunately, contractually my character is only allowed to be in TV series right now, which is got to be part of the Sony deal.
Yeah.
Right. It's got to be part of. You know, Kingpin
thing.
must be like a Spider-Man character and part of that deal.
Yep.
You know, I don't know that Tom Holland can't show up in a Marvel series. It would be great if he did, but will Sony let that happen? Sony's got Spider-Man, so Sony would have to sign off on that. But man, yeah, I would love that. I would love Spider-Man, Punisher, and Daredevil.
Yep.
All working together. With Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Like,
give me the
all that
full blown
shit. Yeah.
every New York City street level guy.
Yeah.
Like just
full
send.
Want it. Yes.
Yep.
So that'd be cool. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I think I read that they're shooting for season 2 to be done about the same time next year, about the same time, March 2026. So hopefully that happens. They're filming it right now. I can't think if there's anything else to touch on, really.
Nothing off the top.
Yeah.
Just how fucking brutal that was. Like when we were wondering whether Disney would go there, Disney went there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I still stand by my fact that it's probably, I think at the beginning of the year I said it was going to be, or at the beginning of the season I said it was going to be like 85% of the Netflix show. And I think it still holds to that. Like 85 to 90% of the Netflix show as far as grit and violence and raw.
Yeah. But they did a good job at matching. They definitely did a good job at matching the tone of the Netflix
100%.
show.
It was,
whether or not it was always there, or they maybe, you know, like I said, it was a little bit more comic booky at some points in ways that I liked. I liked.
It was as good as Disney could have done that.
Yeah, I agree.
Which
I think it was as good as anybody ever. Like after however many 8 years or whatever it's been since that last one. Like
that.
Yeah, for sure. Even if it was still at Netflix and they were like, okay, we're gonna do one more season. Like if they had come this close to matching the tone, then they did a great job. Like, it's like hard for me to believe that this show was as good as it was.
Yeah,
because I really didn't think it was going to be anywhere close to as good as it is. I didn't think it was going to be anywhere close to the Netflix show. I didn't think it was going to be, you know, I had little faith in Daredevil Born Again.
Oh yeah,
and it was great. It turned out to be great.
I was hoping against hope that it would be good, and it was.
Yeah, they had a high bar to clear, and they cleared it.
Yep.
In my eyes, you know, I'm not saying it's better than the Netflix show, but I also haven't watched every episode of the Netflix show in the last 8 years or whatever. So, who knows?
Right.
But for me,
well, and that's, I mean, you also have the
big fan.
like you're saying, you've got the nostalgia, you've got like what you remember the Netflix show to be, not what the Netflix show was.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm down. I'm down for more Daredevil Born Again. My Daredevil care level ended pretty high. Like I wish that it had wrapped up a little bit more stuff, but like I don't know what it would have wrapped up. You know, I got a lot of cool Punisher stuff, and that was fine.
I mean,
shocking me.
I guess the fact they left all of the, like everything was open.
Yes, exactly.
They didn't tie up any of the loose ends.
But they can't really because it's kind of all tied together at this point.
Right.
You know,
it's
all one big thing.
I think I would be more confused had we not known that it was all one season originally.
Yeah. Yes.
So.
Yep. but also knowing that they're already filming 2 and 2 is going to be out next year. So like
Yep.
we don't have to wait 5 years between seasons like some other prestige dramas or whatever.
Yep.
So, yeah, I liked it a lot. I am not shocked, but I am surprised at, the society has changed what I think of when I see a Punisher logo on the back of somebody's car or whatever. If I see an out of context Punisher logo,
Oh,
like
100%.
my brain thinks a certain thing, which has caused me to drift away from that character in general because of the stigma or whatever that is surrounded. Like I don't want to be like seen as supporting, whatever.
Right.
But goddamn, do I love that character? And I forget how much I love that character until he shows up on screen in Daredevil. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, I love Frank Castle as a great character, damaged, insane murderer. But like, I like that as a
With a
comic book
code.
character, as a counterpart to heroes like Spider-Man and Daredevil that aren't killing anybody, but like that's why he's cool. And he's, Punisher series, the Punisher show was great at its own thing, but I really like the Punisher when he is standing not in opposition to, but like in contrast to
Right.
a character like Daredevil. When he's a side character in somebody else's show that, Daredevil has to put up with the Punisher.
Yeah.
Or Spider-Man has to figure out how to work with the Punisher.
Yep.
That's the shit I love. That's the shit I love. And this show really nailed that in a way that made me like remember how much I love that character.
Yeah. And that's always the thing, is like that character when done right is just
right.
He's the definition, and it's a lost definition because people call characters anti-heroes all the time.
Yeah.
Frank Castle is the literal definition of an anti-hero.
Absolute anti-hero.
Like he is doing the right things for all the relatively right reasons in the wrong way.
Yeah. Yep.
Like all he's doing is getting revenge for his family on all these bastards.
Yeah.
That are, that probably deserve it, but you can't just do that. But Frank does.
But he's also makes him a murderer and a criminal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Yeah. It's he is an anti-hero.
Yeah. I'm so excited
people
that
are trying to call Logan an anti-hero.
Yeah, he's a hero.
Yeah, Wolverine is a hero.
Well, he's on the X-Men. He's a member of the X-Men. Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't fit. That doesn't work at all.
No, I agree.
Castle? Yes.
Yep. But yeah, the show was great. This episode was great. It made me want to buy and read more Daredevil comic books.
Yeah.
Which I can because you loaned me the first collection of the Zdarsky run.
I did.
So I can't wait to dive into that. But yeah, I was looking at my comic shelf the other day and I was like, I've got some Daredevil books, but sorely lacking. For the amount that I love that character, I should have a lot more Daredevil books on my shelf. So I'm gonna take some steps to remedy that.
And there you go.
And get like a Frank Miller omnibus.
I was literally just thinking about the Miller run. I was like, you know what? I don't know if I've actually read the Miller run.
I've read parts of it.
Right, exactly. I know I've read
there's
bits and pieces.
A lot there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be like saying I need the entire Claremont run of X-Men.
Yeah.
Which I may or may not have in omnibus form.
Which we also kind of have. Yeah. So that's all I got. You got anything else about Daredevil?
No, good here. Great show.
Yeah.
Great.
Same.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week with a more, and then the week after that, we'll be back with our Star Wars ranking episode. We'll be ranking the Star Wars television shows
for our May the 4th episode.
Matt Peseta. Once again, my comic book, I Brought a Gorilla to a Gunfight, launches on Kickstarter tomorrow morning. Please check it out. Please pledge if you are able. I would really appreciate it. Love you forever. And other than that, do all the things that Steve told you to do. Follow us and like us and subscribe to us. And we're on Blue Sky. We're on Instagram. And that's it. So as the two sunset over the burnt corpses of Owen and Brew Lars, we say thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you in the multiverse.